Hey, it's combine time, baby. Let's get this. We are here. We're here. Are we here? You know what I'm saying? Are we on the same page? It's your boy, the coach. Welcome back to the Coach's Huddle where the field meets family. And don't look now, man. But we got day one of the combine, dog. This one is going to be fun. All right? Get in here. The link is in the chat. We got a call-in show. All right? And basically, what I want to do is talk about what are your expectations? I got the combine schedule. We can get into that. I can let you know what guys are coming. Whoa, pause. But what guys are arriving, what guys are leaving. Basically, the track of what these guys are going to be doing while they're in the combine. Guys who you may be looking for in the combine that have been already touted to be favorable players for the Niners. Like, that's what we're going to cover. Also, you know, asking the operative question, does the combine matter to you? Do you think it matters? What part of the combine matters to you? So, look, the combine is going to be from Sunday to Monday. All right, so it's going to be, what is that, 8 days, essentially. It's going to be 8 days long. And look, the way the schedule rolls out is today is opening day. It's early player arrivals. And those early player arrivals for today on Monday are going to be place kickers, D linemen, and linebackers. That's what's going to come in today for early arrivals. Tomorrow, those place kickers, D line, and linebackers, they'll start their registration. They'll take their pre-exam. They'll go through orientation, and then they commence with team interviews. So once they get team interviews going, tomorrow, that will be the early player arrivals for DBs and tight ends. I hope you guys don't come up here without a player that you want the Niners to draft in the first round. If I ask you what the Niners should do at 27, and you sit up here and you tell me, oh, coach, well, I never really thought of that, you wrong. I got my boy Drew James up here. He wants to be the first guy, and he looks like he's ready to go. He got the bandana on, sitting in his MS. He's got the Microsoft Teams sponsored office right now. You could tell that he answers some Teams messages in there, maybe sends a couple of emails. I get it. We're going to get my boy Drew up here. Oh, he's got the coffee ready. We already know. I wouldn't be surprised if my man wasn't neck deep in Excel spreadsheets and his timesheet, getting some things done right now. This is a man who looks like he worried about his 401k. What's up with you, Drew? Talk to me.
Coach, it sounds like you know me too well. That is too strange. Yeah. So
I know that office look. I got one behind me too. I just got the green screen.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, I'll just leave it. Anyway, but yeah, too many Teams calls, too many sheets, too much of this, too much of that. But anyway, no, I'm wearing the bandana for the hockey game today. So the boys got the gold medal.
Good going. What you got for me, man?
What I got for you is I guess we'll just start it right there. Do you happen to know when the linemen go for the combine schedule? I haven't looked.
Offensive
and I don't
linemen
mean to put you on the spot like that.
Not at all. Offensive linemen start on Wednesday. Wednesday, they have registration, orientation, and team interviews on Wednesday.
Cool.
They don't work out. What's funny enough, though, I'm glad you actually asked that question.
They usually do it the day. Yeah, it's usually like what is it, Thursday then, or? They probably don't go till the
ortho exams, media interviews, team interviews, measurements. No, they don't. They get here on Wednesday. They don't work out until Sunday.
That makes sense. Okay, yeah.
They're the last group too.
Okay. Oh, last group. Okay. All right. Well, good enough for me then. At least I'll wait till the end then. Well, that's where I'm at with it. I mean,
okay.
I will see where they go with it, but at least in round one, if they stay put, I would like to see an offensive lineman. Now, as far as who falls to them, but who I prefer them to take is your guy from Alabama, Caden Proctor, for sure.
Okay.
That's my guy. So if we can
grab your guy?
if we can get him. But that's, they're picking. So what are they picking? 27 or something like that?
They're picking
So
27 overall. Caden
right.
Proctor,
Yeah.
6'7", 360, first rounder from Alabama.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
scheme type of tackle and guard. He's a mountain of a man.
And he's got, I mean, sure, and he's got some issues, some bad weight, this, that, he's kind of a project. But all the things I'm hearing about, he's like a ball of clay, and he's about the closest thing to Trent Williams as you're going to find in this draft. Maybe I know that other kid from Utah, Lumu, or one of the which
Lomu.
I know Lomu. Yeah, I know. I think he reads better as far as being a wide zone scheme, as far as all that. So I don't know what they prefer, but I know he's supposed to go earlier potentially.
Caleb Lomu out of Utah.
Yeah, correct. And they have that other kid too. They have another tackle, but he also starts with an L.
Spencer Fano.
Fano. So thank you. I knew. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I'd prefer Proctor. We'll see what they get. I just think he's fluid. I know he's got a little bit of weight to him, but I think they can play with that. And I just think he can slide it up at the piano of the offensive line. He can go from center guard, tackle. I know he probably fits more as a tackle, but for right now, I think we could just slide him in right next to Trent at the left guard position there.
I don't know how you did this, but first of all, God love you for starting with offensive line. You know what I mean?
For sure, man.
You're a fan after my own heart.
Yeah, I put my hand in the dirt.
Right.
I know how it goes.
Check this out. Have you heard of Monroe Freeling?
Yes. I'd have to look.
The tackle out of Georgia. What do you think about him?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yep. It's funny enough. Yeah. Yep. Big. I'm okay with that. Yep. I know that I've read some things that they've looked, they're projected to could take him, but I'm cool with that. I mean, I guess I'm no indifferent. I just know the Proctor. I've seen some weird things where he's like, they've lined him up at tight end, they've lined him up at fullback. I just think he's so interesting. And I just think, and in the creativity part, I know Kyle's an offensive genius and all this and that, but I think he could get even more creative. And I think we need a little bit more, diversity in the play. I don't know. We have the same old Cabo clique running the offense. So I think we need a little bit more life into this offense and things like that. So a little bit, I don't know. I think he could provide a spark and more than just obvious. We have glaring issues up front, and that's what we need to take care of. Whether it's and same with free agency. I don't know if they're going to spend a ton, but I really think there's some good. Whether it be, I know Cleveland's got a lot of departures up front as far as like Wyatt Teller, Pochich, and I think their center. So they got a lot of guys going. Maybe we could grab one. I know they're a little bit older, and the Buffalo, their center is, I don't forget, McGovern or something like that. He's available. So I don't know. I think they need to make some moves up there, and if they could draft a young kid, get him in the mix. I mean, we all know Trent's not going to play forever, and we all know we got to make some moves and things like that up front. And that's where it all starts, as you know. If you can't put the ball up front, you can't stop anything stop the run. Forget about it. It's over. So that's where it all starts. So
I just think I do believe that there's a real track where the Niners, they sneak in Trent's replacement in this draft. One reason why I feel that way is that tackle is always it's a keystone position, right? Everybody needs a tackle. But I just think this year tackles are kind of getting left out of the mix. As far as just being talked about a lot. Like Fano's amazing. I love Fano. But if you really look at it, you got Fano and Muago, and then everybody else is just up for grabs. Like you got Muigo, the guy out of Miami, Francis. I think that's your number one tackle in the league. And in the draft, I think Spencer Fano is your number 2 tackle, right?
Yeah,
the guy from Utah.
Yeah.
Right? Caden Proctor, in my opinion, is right there at number 3. But honestly, I think that as far as like elite, can't miss, plug and play guys that no team should think about starting and playing, I only think it's 2 tackles. Everybody else, teams can find a way to excuse out of not picking that tackle. Like he's not a fit, he may not be physical, maybe too athletic, not big enough. So I say all that because I think that there's going to be a lot of good tackle talent that's going to fall to us. So sure. I like where your head is at.
Okay, yeah, I get that. What about grabbing another? Well, whatever. It's their decision.
Grabbing another what? Talk to me.
No, it's I was gonna say it's their decision. But what about grabbing one up front and then one later in the draft, like you're saying? Like, because you're right. Some of these guys are gonna slide.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if
I'm
going to get a tackle in the first round,
yeah.
If I would have got a tackle in the first round,
yeah.
I would get a center in the third
Okay.
round.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and who I love
totally agree.
is
and by the way,
Pat Coogan.
Brendel needs to go. By the way, I'm totally on the same page with
Yes.
you. So don't you just keep going. Yep. Who is it? Go again.
Pat Coogan out of Indiana.
Okay.
I like him.
All right. Yeah.
I love Logan Jones out of Iowa. That's
Okay.
another good pick for us. Connor Tollison out of Missouri is a really good spot for us, but I would pick him like way later into the draft, like day 3. Sam Heck to Davion Carter. Like these are all guys that can be picked. Connor Lew out of Auburn. He's a top 75 pick in my opinion.
Yeah, he's high up there. Yep.
You know, so
yep.
If we go
I like
tackle
those
early,
I like that. Yeah.
handle center, and I believe that would be in the right position, man.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. I think they got it. They got to get the beef. I've been saying it for years to myself. It's like if they don't have the beef, they don't have the beef. I mean, it's been going on for years, so you can't expect to be in many ball games. At least, I don't know. So we'll see. I do have a late sleeper. Is a linebacker, Shad Banks Jr. from Texas El Paso or San Antonio. UTEP. Yeah. Looks like Aziz out there just flying around and smacking people. I don't really know how he is in pass game and things like that. It could be a liability, but I just think I don't know if Winners or forgetting the guy's name. The guy who stepped in for Fred when he was out this year, the kid from Florida State.
Tatum Bethune.
Yeah. I don't know if them, you know what I mean? I'm not sure. So, I mean, unless they take leaps and bounds this year, I think maybe getting a kid like that late and see what he can do in the mix, see if he takes a step ahead of them somehow, some way. I don't know, but I don't know. I like his tape too. I was just kind of checking him out. And I was like, holy smokes, this guy's.
Yeah. I think Shad Banks, honestly, he's somebody that we can get probably in like round 6, round 7.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Five or later. Yep.
I wouldn't mind taking the fielder on him, but
he's more of a fielder. Yeah.
I love the guys that you're looking at. These are the guys that I definitely will be paying attention to in the combine. And you already said, who'd you go with? You went with Caden Proctor at 27.
I'll go with Proctor. Yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying. There are guys and there are guys it's kind of similar to him, but I'll go with Proctor. I think it's time to just kind of take one of these higher end tackles per se. So we'll see. But we'll see what they do. But this is a big draft. This is a big draft for Lynch, for Shanahan, the whole gang. I mean, this is the real deal here. Their backs are against the wall. I mean, it's time.
Yeah.
No more.
I think they're going to
respond.
So.
I do too. I do too. So
yeah. They don't have it yet, but we've got enough youth that for draft classes to start actually making direct impacts. So I think that this year's draft, this is going to be our second year or our third year with the full draft. Is this our second year with the full draft with a first round pick?
I think so.
No, this is our third year.
Third?
No, we have
Ricky.
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 Michael Williams.
Yeah.
And then now the first round pick. So we got 3 drafts. This would be the last draft to kind of supplant the Trey Lance trade. And we'll see how we respond, man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, Coach, thanks again for doing all the things you do, for all the work, Drew. All the shows. So, yeah, we'll talk again soon. You'll see me in the chat. So, yep, no doubt about it, man.
Talk to you, man.
Yep.
JLP, my dog.
What's good, Coach? How you been, man?
Good, man. Talk to me, man.
Okay, so y'all sit here talking offensive line. You know good and damn well they ain't going to do that. They going to go wide receiver. You know good and damn well they going to go wide receiver. Now, the name I've been hearing floated is Concepcion. Okay? Now, and everybody keeps saying out of Texas A&M. I get that he transferred to Texas A&M. I'm an NC State Wolfpack guy. He used to play for the Wolfpack. So I know Concepcion very well, very well. He is a very good receiver. However, I don't see him being a first-round type talent. No, I see him being an early second. I mean, where we're picking at probably.
I mean, but we're at 27 though.
I get it. I get it. But I mean, we just picked Ricky at one of them lower rounds.
I think we picked what overall did we pick? 21st overall, I think.
It was in the 20s, yeah. And it's not that I don't like Ricky. I do. I like Ricky. But you know good and well Shanahan's going to go for that. When we're going to pick offensive lineman, round 7. And it's probably going to be another left guard that's probably going to,
Okay. Well, this is all right.
I hope not. I would love to see them change it up. I would love to see them change it up.
But doesn't it say something that they went out and got Trent Williams after we lost Joe. Like for them,
because they're not good at drafting that.
Okay, but doesn't it at least speak to them understanding the importance of the position?
Yeah,
like
but
they could
they'll
put
trade for
anybody over
somebody.
there.
They'll trade for somebody. They'll find somebody that's close to what they want, that's close to Trent Williams, that's close to what Joe Staley used to do, and they'll trade some stuff around, and they'll end up with somebody that's already trained on how to do it. They don't know how to, you know, develop these guys at offensive line. I mean, I haven't seen anybody, to be honest with you. Pooney looked better when he first got here than he does now, which means they're not coaching them up. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of like, just, okay, let's throw them in there and see what they can do, you know, as opposed to those skill position players. They've got all kinds of people working in on that. So that's what they're going to go for. And I just hope they don't end up with another, you know, running back in the third or fourth round that doesn't get to see the field, or another wide receiver that doesn't get to see the field. I mean, that's a waste of picks, in my opinion.
No, I mean, whatever receiver that they pick in the first round, he has to play immediately.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think that there's an X that's worth a first round pick outside of. And I don't even think that Casey Concepcion is an X.
He's not. He's not a true X. He's a slot. Right. Yeah.
So you got Mekhi Lemon, Carnell Tate. That's out.
He catches everything.
That's not happening. Yeah. Jordan Tyson. That's out. Omar Cooper Jr., who's supposed to be the Debo clone. Whatever. Casey Concepcion, which is another yak weapon. Mm-hmm. Maybe Denzel Watt, Boston. He's a prototypical X receiver, but outside of that, there's really no like big vertical threats in the first round. To be honest,
it's not.
So if you did go Casey Concepcion, I think that he would fit in that yak weapon situation. I think that Casey Concepcion is just basically a poor man's Omar Cooper Jr. out of Indiana.
I like him. Here's one that I floated out on Twitter, or well, never mind, X, whatever they call it now.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Who says no to this?
Okay.
And I know you're going to say, Shanahan's going to say no. I know you're going to. But hear me out. Mac Jones, CMC, and our first round pick for Justin Jefferson.
What are we going to do with Justin Jefferson? That's like asking for a video vixen for your birthday and you got a 2-inch cock, man. You can't do anything with that. What you going to do with that? What you going to do with that but just stare it down? We can't do that with Justin Jefferson.
I guess I'll be throwing them short slants all the time.
Come on, man. We're going to get him killed. All he going to be doing is running them damn over routes and comebacks. Nah, man. That ain't what we do, man.
They're bad about that. I don't see why, you know, and we keep drafting these speed guys, but yet there is no threat of us taking the top off. And I know part of that's Purdy's arm strength. I get that. But, I mean, I've seen the dude throw the ball down the field. I know he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not take those shots? It's because y'all are afraid to put these receivers out on the field. I mean, you draft these guys, you know, Cowling and Watkins and Gray and Pettis, all these different guys that's supposed to be speedsters, and yet you never use them.
Yeah, I think that specified guys. This is one thing too. I almost said something crazy. I was about to say I think that specified guys have their own skill set in this offense, but that's kind of stupid because every skill guy is a specified guy in this offense. They all have their own specific skill set. And what happens with that is you don't draft football players, you draft specialists. And when you can't use the specialty of that player, you know, in flow, that's the biggest thing about using a player is that if we have to halt everything just for you to be highlighted, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're working with everybody. That means that, you know, you're a package guy and we can only use you in one area, like Debo. Everything had to halt
exactly.
to use Debo, right? Yeah. everything was specially geared towards Debo's about to get the ball. Debo's about to get an in route. Debo's about to get an end around. Debo's about to get a flea flicker. Everything was specialized for him. He could never just fit in the system. I
Because
think that guy. Go ahead.
he's not a regular receiver that's going to run routes. He's not a Crabtree type. He's not a guy that's just going to be in the right place. No, he's a guy that's going to excel with the ball in his hands, or that's what he used to do anyway. I'm not saying he didn't. Yeah, I kind of have to look and say, well, that's probably why they will probably re-sign Jennings, if they can get him for the right price, just because Jennings' skill set is not going to diminish because his skill set is not predicated on speed. His skill set it's based off of strength. It's based off of hands. It's based off of running the route. Whereas some guys are just speed guys, and once their speed goes, they're not any good. Jennings can lose a step, and what's he going to run a 4.8, 7.47? I mean, come on, how is it really going to matter? He still gets open,
Yeah, but not at 20 plus million.
No.
And Jennings, that's what Jennings wants.
I get that's what he wants, but let's see. Once he goes out there in free agency and realizes that nobody's going to give him that, and then our 16 offer don't sound that bad.
All right. That
Then
sounds
again, Shanahan might get scared and end up giving him at 20.
Well, this is my only pushback to that, is that it sounds good in theory, but everything is about optics in the market, right? And if Jauan Jennings is seen bending the knee from what he basically has put quite a fuss about to get paid his number, and then he comes and tuck tail for 16, it's not the fact that he just went and got paid $16 million for the Niners, but that's open season on his name now. That means that everybody in the league is going to be looking at him as a $16 million a year receiver. That's why I believe that Jauan is in the rare position, because he's not at X, he's not really a superstar. So guys that aren't superstars, high draft picks, they hold premium positions in the league or in the game, they only get very few moments where they have perceived leverage, where they can literally say what I'm worth. And I think that Jauan realizes that there's not going to be a lot of times where I could come from a really good team.
Hell, it was probably last year, though, not this year, because he had better stats last year. That would have been the better year to go out and try to do it. This year, I mean, he was hurt, but he still balled out. Don't get me wrong. I'm just my wondering is who is going to give him that 20? What team do you think is going to be like, here's $20 million, Jauan. We want you to be our number one wide receiver.
That's a question.
What if all the offers are 16? What if all the offers are 16? Okay, so
I don't think so.
Now I can go to Jacksonville, or I can stay at the 49ers, I mean, if you got the same offer across the board, I mean, somebody's going to pay a little bit more for him because he's a good blocker, he's a good teammate.
Yeah.
I like the guy.
Yeah, I just don't think he's a 2. Do you think Jauan Jennings is a number 2 receiver in the NFL?
He wasn't on our team when we had 2 in front of him. I mean, I'll just say that. And then how many number 3 wide receivers get paid 20?
He was asking for north of 20.
Yeah, so absolutely zero. Zero number 3 wide receivers get paid that.
My man Rome, 33 AD, says yes, he thinks Jauan Jennings is a number 2 in the NFL. I don't think he is. I don't think that Jauan Jennings is a number 2 in the league. And mind you, he's putting up production on a team that does not pass the ball a lot. We're always ranked lower, and we're always ranked in the bottom half or the bottom third, really, in the NFL when it comes to passing the amount of times we pass the ball. So I don't know, man. The juice got to match the squeeze. Now I get it. Jauan brings way more. And I understand putting Jauan Jennings into like a box and literally just looking at him as a receiver for routes and catching balls, that's unfair because that's not all
No,
that he
no, no. His
does.
blocking is his game.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, that's
his
not all that he does
attitude is
well.
his game. You know.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. Rome, I agree. His Rome just brought up his intangibles, right? He's got phenomenal intangibles, right? He's a
Hmm.
great locker room guy. And I get
Yeah.
all of that. But the truth of the matter is that the best version of what Jawan Jennings can bring to a team is when he's the third option.
Hmm.
It's not when he's number two. And when he does well in those number two roles, it's because the lineup and the team, for that matter, is under duress. So he's getting time on task because we need him there, not necessarily
Yeah.
because he's the best option. So what you got for me before I get you out of here, JLP?
See, I'm looking forward to the combine. It's been a while since I really paid too much attention to it because we've had a superpower team for a while, and I did back in the day. I used to watch, man, that combine back in the day when Vernon Davis was in it. Good God, he ran a 4.38. He was gone.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, shit, but I'm looking forward to watching it this year and seeing who looks really good and who that I think that we should take. They're going to take whoever the hell they want to anyway. We can
This
we
is
can
from
all sit here.
PDX. Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we could all sit here and speculate who they're going to take. They're going to take whoever the hell they want to take.
Yeah. Yeah. They're gonna take exactly who they want. Hey, but this is to answer your question on PDX. Put this in the private chat. Tennessee would take Juwan.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
I like that, PDX. I like that as well. I think
That
that's a
makes
really good
sense.
option. Hey, I'm gonna holler at you, JLP. Thanks for calling in, brother.
Peace.
Peace. All right, let's get my boy up here. He asked for to get called in. My boy SGA was good. Talk to me. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Coach? I'm a big fan of your channel. I'm currently subscribed to your YouTube channel. I love all your content. You cover the Niners really well. You have a lot of insight about the team. I really like that. You do that on. You cover that on all your shows. So I'll keep supporting you as much as I can.
All right.
So I'm gonna
Thanks,
be
brother.
tuning into the NFL draft and the NFL scouting combine. I think those are two big events. The NFL draft is a big event because all these college players are getting drafted into the NFL and they're getting their stardom in the league. And the
Hmm.
scouting combine is also a good event as well because it tests the athletes 40-yard dash, their vertical jump, how much bench press, how much they can bench on the bench press. So I think those are two big events. But in the NFL, in the 2026 NFL draft, which players do you think we're gonna get? Because there are a lot of great like suitors that the Niners could get. Because we got 7 draft picks, we got
Okay.
4 picks, and we got 3 compensatory picks. So we got 3 comp picks. So who do you think we're gonna get? I mean, is there any player that you are very interested in that we want to get, or are you kind of like off
Okay.
the bat going like
I got some
whatever,
guys for
whatever,
you.
whatever you want to get?
I got some guys. So definitely, I think I don't want to get into a philosophical debate. I definitely have gotten into one with Chunder Boy about where the Niners should allocate their resources as terms of priority, right? Which group do you think the Niners need to pay attention to first? The consensus around the NFL and around a lot of people in the league is that the Niners need a receiver. Now we just got off I just got off with James 2 calls ago. We already talked about offensive line, so I don't want to bore everybody with offensive line prospects. Plus, offensive line isn't that sexy of a position. But let's get into receiver. So a couple of guys that I would love to look at or keep an eye on in the scouting combine. And for context, the receivers show up to the scouting combine on Tuesday, February 24th for registration, orientation, and team interviews. Their actual workouts on the field is Saturday, February 28th. All right. So that's when the wideouts, the quarterbacks, and the running backs will be on the field. Jeremy Bernard, wide receiver out of Alabama. He was a do everything guy for them. 6'1", 204. He basically he averages 13 yards per catch. He had 7 touchdowns this year. Basically, Mr. Houdini for Alabama held down their passing attack, was their number one guy, a transfer from Washington, very much trusted by Kalen DeBoer. I believe that He's somebody that could help us out, especially with just the craftiness and knowing where to be, that savviness that Kyle loves to have in receivers early on. I think that Jeremy Bernard is another good pick for us. Chris Basil, the second, a wide receiver out of Tennessee, 6'5", 200 pounds. He's good. He went for 6 catches and 177 yards and 3 touchdowns against Georgia. Go check out Chris Brazel. That's a big receiver, not that fast. Okay, he's not a burner, but he's somebody that he's a big game hunter. He averages 16.4 yards per catch with 9 touchdowns this season. Another receiver that I know you guys love this one, but it's a blast from the past. Bryce Lance. North Dakota State wide receiver. This is Trey's little brother. 6'3", 209, 21.2 yards per catch and 8 touchdowns with 17 touchdowns and 75 catches in 2024. That's somebody. So those are 3 right there that, as far as the combine's concerned, I'd be paying attention to these guys. Now, obviously, we have our other big-time receivers, and our other big-name receivers in Zachariah Branch out of UGA, USC transfer. I believe that he's another guy, kind of like in that Richie James avatar, that player comp. Zachariah Branch, I don't even have his numbers up in front of me, but I think Zachariah Branch is, what is he, 5'10", 5'9"? Let me see where we got with Zachariah Branch. Zachariah Branch, 5'10", 180, explosive. Same thing that we talked about with Casey Concepcion. Explosive. These are the type of receivers that I'll be paying attention to for the combine.
So if you ever play Madden 26, the new football video game, they have a feature in the game where you can create your own player, like you could make your name and everything and the position and what team you want. And there's a scouting combine feature in the game where you're actually doing all the bench press and all the 40-yard dash and all the drills and everything. And you actually feel like you're an actual player, man. It's like very realistic, man. It's kind of surreal to say that. There's a feature in the game where you can actually like participate in the scouting combine, like where it's going to happen this year. So it's realistic, man. It actually symbolizes. That's why the scouting combine, like, it's a video game, but they do a really good job on keeping it realistic. Looking like what the actual scouting combine this year is going to look like with the players participating in the scouting combine. They do it's really realistic. Like I'm actually surprised how realistic they do the scouting combine in there. Like you're actually running, they're actually doing the drills and all the stuff, and they're actually judging you on all that stuff. So it's very surreal. Like it's a video game, so I know they're it's not realistic, but I think it's realistic. That's what I think. Awesome. The new game with Saquon on the cover.
Yep. Yeah. Who do you have for your pick? I'm gonna close you out. Who's your pick for 27 overall?
I'm gonna go with Trey Lance's younger brother.
Shardo. Now I'll be working with you, bro. I work with you, right? I love you. We check our egos at the door here at the Coach's Huddle. But what we're not gonna do is sit here and put up with foolishness. Chardall, Trey Lance's little brother is not even ranked in the first 50 receivers in this year's draft. Bro, talk to me. Give me a real option at 27.
So what were the 3 options you gave me? And then so what are the 3 picks? What are the 3, so you gave me 3 players. Can you list 3 players again, and I'll give you out of those 3, which one I think might get the 49ers selected with the 27 pick?
None of those 3 players that I named that I want at 27. I wouldn't be mad at. All right, I'll give you 3 players. Freeling, the tackle out of Georgia, Kenyon Sadiq, and Casey Concepcion. Who do you want?
I'll say Casey Sadiq.
Kenyon Sadiq. I love that pick. I love Kenyon Sadiq.
I'm going Kenyon Sadiq with the 27th pick in the 2026 NFL draft. I think he's going
My
to be a great addition for this organization. I think he's going to add a lot of depth to this team. I'm going with him. I'm actually going to be live streaming the 2026 NFL draft on my channel. I would love for you to have me. We can have a bunch of other people come on the stream. We can react to the Niner picks, the 49er picks together. If you're down for that, I'll definitely hook you up. If you have a Twitter, do you have a Twitter?
yeah, tough up front 77. Hit me on Twitter.
So I'll definitely hook you up. Are you down
I
to
don't know.
come
I don't
on?
want to commit. I don't want to commit to it to be down as a
No, but
solo guest right
I'm
now
just,
because
you know,
I'm
I've never
actually have
had you
my
on my
own.
channel. I've never had you on my channel before, so I would love to have you on for your first time because I love to collab with other content creators, talk Niner football. If you're down for it, we can make it happen. But if you have your own channel, no,
Nigga, I
I mean,
clearly got my own
it's not.
channel.
No, but if you can't go on my channel and you want to do the draft on your channel, then I totally
Uh,
understand it. I totally
no.
understand that.
Listen to me, Shardo. I don't have a problem being a guest on your channel. What I'm saying is that I would have to be a guest for a segment because at that time I would be doing a show for the draft myself. So I
I
don't have a problem being a guest. I
I
just
could.
can't lock down to a whole show.
How about I come on
Love you,
your channel?
Shardo.
How about I come on
Yeah.
your channel?
Oh, you telling me what to do now?
No, can I come on your channel
Oh,
as
there
a
you go.
guest?
That's more like it. Can you
Can I
come on
come
my
on your
channel? Yes.
channel? Can I come?
Yes, Shardell, you can come on my channel. A little bit of manners will go a
Can
long
I
way.
please come on your channel as a guest?
I
That's what
yeah,
I
yes,
meant.
yes, I would. I have no problem with that,
That's what I
Shardell.
meant.
Yes, we
I
can
didn't want
talk.
to misphrase the question. I meant that can I come on your channel as a special guest?
You my dog, man. We'll talk about it. Hit me on Twitter, and we'll talk about it at depth.
Hey, thanks
All
for
right.
having me on, man. I'm gonna be tuning
Thank
into
you.
the draft. Hopefully, you get some good players in the draft. I'm gonna be tuning to the scouting combine. But thanks for having me on the show, and I know you have other guests to get to. I don't want to keep you on the line.
All right, man. First of all,
See you
plug your
later,
channel
coach.
name. Plug your channel name, Shardell.
My YouTube channel is SGS Sports Style channel. I'm at 524 subscribers. I need to get to 600. So if your viewers like all my content, please go over there and hit that like button, man. It really helped me out a lot.
Plug it one more time, Shardell.
My YouTube channel is SGS Sports Style channel. I'm at 524 subscribers. I need to get to 600. So if your viewers like my content, go there, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. You'll be updated on all my content I put on the channel.
My dog, SGA Sports Talk Channel. Go holler
See
at
you later,
Shardell.
coach.
Shardell.
I'll definitely call in. I'll call in as many times, even if whenever you're live, I'll definitely be the first person there to click on that link and hop onto the show and talk some Niner football with you.
My man, thank you for the support. Keep supporting Shardell.
See you later.
Thanks, brother. Warren,
So,
what's good, cuz? What you got for me? How you doing?
man, not much. Better get ready for the work. You know what I'm saying?
So, talk to me about the combine. How do you feel about the scouting combine? Is there anybody that you got your eye on? Is there any direction? Is there any direction that you want to go in with how, anybody you're looking at in the draft? Is there a position group that you like?
Well. Right now, I'm not really paying attention to college a little bit, but I just know what we need to work on though. What we need personally, because it bites Shanahan in the butt every time. It's the O line, bite him in the
Okay.
butt. Because you really look at the situation where we're in right now, it's like we ain't too far from the Seahawks, and
Hold on,
uh,
whoa. You don't think we're far from the Seahawks?
no, not really. If you really look at it,
Explain.
all
I
right,
really want to look at it.
all right, they use 4 man to beat up our offensive line. They ain't blitz, so we get the offensive line.
Okay.
We could stabilize that pass rush. That's all, and we need receivers, and defensively, we probably need a safety and probably another linebacker.
Okay. So
The- the-
what would you say we need first? Offensive line, receiver, or linebacker?
I'll go offensive line in the especially inside. If you can't run up the middle, probably in the not the draft, but free agency. That's how I look at it.
All right. So you see us addressing offensive line and free agency.
Could
Where
be,
do
you
you
know what I'm saying? But that's our biggest weakness. If we look at the game, they defense line whooped our butt.
All right, hold on. So I had this. This is triggering, and it's not your fault, Warren. This is triggering, and I'm gonna tell you why. So you believe that the offensive line is our biggest issue on the team out of all of the groups? Hold on, before you answer. Receivers, running backs, offensive line, D line, linebackers, and DBs. You can even split up DBs by safety and corner. And then you got special teams. What unit do you think needs immediate attention, needs the most attention on our team?
I say O-line, really. Because
O-line.
you gotta really look at it.
Man,
All right.
okay.
If you really look at it,
Shut up, Chunder boy.
if the D line, if 4 men whoop on 5 men in the trenches all day from start to finish,
Okay.
and you can't run up the middle, and you trying to go sideways with that little trickery play he had up his sleeve. You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing from the offensive line, and the D line running just doing out from what we did in 19. What we did in 19, we'll beat up the offensive line with 4 players. Come on now.
Okay. I'm baking this a little bit. I'm being a little unfair, but it's my channel. I don't care.
All right.
Where do you put the D line?
We ain't bad off on D line, but we need depth. And
So we're not bad off on D line.
If you look at our starting 4 for right now,
Our starting 4.
we got them two rookie good. They gonna step up to be starters. And you got Michael Williams and you got on both.
I got it. All right, you know what, Warren? I'm not being fair to you. Listen, I'm arguing with you over a whole situation. You know what? Let's just do it. So look,
It's not bad, but we need a pass rush up the middle.
All right. So look, okay. I'm sorry for those of you who have been waiting in the chat. We gonna get the next callers up, but this is the deal, Warren. You're in the middle of a debate that has been on fire for the last 2 days between myself and Damon and some people in our chat. Okay. So The question that I asked you was basically the premise that got dropped in the chat, which is, what unit do you think the 49ers need to address first? What unit needs the most attention? Now, Chunder Boy had his unit. Okay. I had my unit. All right. But we both agreed that the Niners need to address that position in the first round. Okay.
Right.
Now, for me, I think that D-line needs to be addressed first for a number of reasons. One is because we don't have a pass rush. We don't have a lot of depth between our D tackles, which are Kalia Davis and Alfred Collins. All right. We don't even necessarily have anybody that's behind the pass rushers that we have in Nick Bosa, who's coming off an ACL injury, and Mykel Williams, who's coming off an ACL injury. All right. And on top of that, CJ West, thank you, PDX. And CJ West got drafted and got pushed to 3rd on the depth before he even got any real snaps later in the season. I think that the Niners need to get younger. We have to get away from spending all of this free agency money on these retread edges that we keep getting, saying that Coach Kasarik is going to fix, and we need to go get real use. Now, Chunder Boy, he thinks that the priority unit on our team that needs attention right away are the receivers. He also believes that we need to get a receiver in the first round. Now, have I explained it accurately, Chunder Boy?
Mostly, yeah.
All right. Warren, what say you? What do you think we should do? Do you think we need to go D-line? Or do you think that we need to go receiver in the draft, first round?
Depends who we picked up in the offseason.
Thank you. Okay,
if we
go
pick
ahead.
up one, if we would pick up on a wide receiver in free agency, I would prefer go D line. But if you pick up D line in the free agency, somebody a pass rusher. Right now I prefer wide receiver because I ain't lie to you, but shit, we ain't too far from Seattle. But right now, I say we need to address the offensive line in the free agency because you cannot. We need to when we come down to them teams, they playoff caliber team, and they got that defense, that front line, that front four, offensive line is terrible,
All right. All right.
especially up the middle. I can
So
deal with the outside, but
the way
up the middle in the trenches,
Mm-hmm.
if you can't outblock the first four, and we got five. Think about it, five. We got 5 and 4. You can't. You don't. They don't blitz, and we
Mm-hmm.
get 8 up, and right Purdy he drop back, and the defense line in his lap all the time. What he gonna do?
True.
That's all I'm saying.
Damon.
So the way I look at the draft, so a couple things. One, I always want them to just get the best player available, but that's just not really how the 49ers go about their draft. They tend to try to get the best player who also fits their need. They prioritize need just as highly as as the value of the player itself. So for me, when you're taking a first rounder, the way I look at it is which position is going to most impact the 49ers' ability to win with just one player. And a top tier wide receiver or a legit lineman who is an impact lineman, whether it's left guard or a center, which I hope that gets cleared up in free agency so it doesn't matter. But those are the positions I think that are weaker. I think the offensive line and the wide receiver room are both weaker than the D line. And I think that you can have a bigger impact on winning with one player in both of those rooms as opposed to one player on defensive line. The only caveat to that is if a blue chip pass rusher who's not supposed to be available falls to the end of the first round, you have to take him. It doesn't matter if you have 7 of them already. If a guy who's supposed to be going at 12 overall falls to the end of the first round, you fucking draft him. You run the card up and you draft him because there's just not enough defensive ends that are good pass rushers in the NFL.
Right.
Warren, thank you for your call. We're gonna get somebody
No problem.
else
No
up here.
problem.
Yeah, because I already see where this is going. Thank you, Warren. Thank you for your call. So you listen to me, you cocksucker. Listen, so I agree with what you're saying, Chunder Boy, but you're looking at this from a one-player standpoint, and we have more choices. We have more options than just one player, right? If you're looking at somebody who you need to be a foundational player, right, that can play and do what he says that he's going to do right away, a plug-and-play player, if you find that in a lineman, you take that. You don't take that in a receiver. All right? The skill guys that give you what you're saying, like, I'm good enough to be a one-player addition and completely change around the landscape of whatever side of the ball I'm on, right? Those players will be gone at 27.
Yeah, probably.
And whatever we choose is going to be a fool's errand. That's why if I said if we're going to go skill, we might as well go get our deep threat in Casey Concepcion, maybe the kid out of Indiana, maybe Zachariah Branch, or go get the best tight end in the league in Kenyon Sadiq. Because outside of that, everything that you're going to get in the first round, as far as receivers are concerned, if they're not playing right away, then what did we really draft them for?
So I think the Kenyon Sadiq part of that is probably the most compelling for me because I think that the wide receiver you're going to get at 27 most likely is going to have less of an impact on the offense than somebody like Kenyon Sadiq would have. And when I say who's the one player, the reason I'm phrasing it that way is because we're kind of just talking about first round. We're not really talking about overall draft philosophy. So when I say who's the one player that makes the biggest impact, I'm just talking about who's the first guy you're going to take because what you're trying to get out of your first round pick is an instant impact player. You want a guy who's going to be an instant impact, who's also going to have long-term success at a valuable position. That's what you want out of your first round pick. nobody's expecting to get a Hall of Famer at 27, but you do want to get a guy who is immediately changing the ability for your team to win. My favorite wide receiver in this draft is Mekhi Lemon. And I don't think he'll be available for the 49ers at the end of the first round. The guy I do think the 49ers go wide receiver because I don't think the right pass rusher falls. And I think the guy that they take is actually Chris Bell out of Louisville. I think that's the wide receiver they go with. However, the idea that you can't get a franchise-changing wide receiver in the second or third round, Amon-Ra St. Brown in the third round, Justin Jefferson in the second round, DK Metcalf in the second round. Even Debo, though Debo wasn't necessarily franchise-changing, but his impact on the football field and his impact on the players around him with his style of play and everything else, he was absolutely a day one impact player for the 49ers, and he was for several years. And he was also drafted in the second round. So I think that your point of view on this and the way that you approach it is that there's nothing. I don't have anything against it. The only real difference between you and I, as far as our thought process here, is you feel like the defensive line is more of an issue than I do. And I feel like, number one, the wide receiver room is one of the worst wide receiver rooms in football. It has to be addressed with blue chip talent, whether that's free agency or the draft or a trade or whatever. It has to be addressed with blue chip talent, because you can't coach size and speed and concentration and ball skills. Like, guys either have that stuff or they don't. And so offensive line, you can draft a guy late and get him to be a McKivitz, get him to be a Justin. Not Justin Moore. The tackle that went to Kansas City. Anyway, Moore.
Jalen Moore.
Thank you. So my position is just who can you draft in the first round in the top 30? Who has the best opportunity to be an impact guy who affects winning right away? And I think that that's either offensive line or wide receiver. Again, the caveat of an edge that's not supposed to be there ends up being there.
I'm not mad at you, man. I'm not gonna take this conversation where it went for like the past 48 hours.
For 3 hours.
Yeah, it went crazy. But
we don't need to do that.
I'm gonna take you back down, but I just wanted to go ahead and get it out. And also, it kind of changed the trajectory of the show. I want guys to be able to also not only tell me what you think the Niners are going to do in the first round, who you like at the combine, but also add to this conversation what unit does deserve priority right now that you think that has earned that first round pick. What unit wins the sweepstakes in the building? I'm gonna go ahead and start with PDX.
All right. I'm gonna give you my Galaxy Brain first round pick first. We're going to hope that Caleb Downs falls to 16 and we trade our first Mac Jones and our second round pick or third round pick to go grab him.
So you're a Caleb Downs guy.
I am a Caleb Downs guy. He's the best player in the draft.
Caleb Downs. Listen. Let me tell you something. I'm so much of a Caleb Downs dude that I don't bring it up. Because I don't think it's I would love if we got. It's not gonna happen. But that is my draft crush. Caleb Downs is my draft crush. Yeah, we're not gonna get Caleb Downs. I think Caleb Downs. I mean, wow, you came in out of nowhere with this take. Honestly, what's dope about this, is, especially after what Shenderboy just said, is that one player impact, Caleb Downs at safety on this defense would change everything. Run defense, oh my God, the edge issues coming down in the box. We would have another, you know who Caleb Downs is to me? Caleb Downs is a more dynamic Minkah Fitzpatrick in a smaller package, because he's not as big as Minkah. But as far as tenacity, as far as like the shit that Juwan brings to the field, like complete taking over the game with your attitude. Caleb Downs, man, he would come in here and he would out Fred.
Yeah, no, he's the dude.
He would out Fred. Yeah, he'd be a dog. I mean, I don't know. Do you move heaven and earth to get Caleb Downs? I don't know. I'm a huge Caleb Downs guy, though.
There's a limit.
I'm glad you brought that up.
He has to fall, which is just that's the thing, is that's not going to happen. If he fell, I would. right? Like he has to go to like the middle of the first in order for it to happen. You can't move all the way up to like 5 or anything,
I
right?
would say if we move, you know what I think? I think 10 spots would do it.
Yeah, yeah, I
I
agree.
think we could get him at 17.
Yeah,
If
no,
he
yeah.
fell.
If it were at 17, you got to do it. You got to do it. Our
Yeah.
defense isn't good
Yeah.
enough to not do it.
God, that man, PDX, you're my dog, bro. I wasn't prepared to talk about Caleb Downs today because I just didn't think it was realistic. But I'm a huge Caleb Downs fan. Shoot. So what do you got? Who are you looking for? Who are you realistically looking at in the combine, though? Like, is there anybody that you're going to be paying attention to?
I think they're gonna go with his name escapes me, but the second Miami defensive end, I can't think of his name, but he's gonna get a recommendation from Jason Taylor, and he's a solid player for sure. But
Akeem
you know,
Modesor?
yeah, him. I mean,
Metasor.
he's gonna be a
Messidor,
gold
sorry.
helmet guy, even though they don't tell us that
Oh, don't
anymore.
say that.
He is. He's gonna get the Jason Taylor recommendation. He's a gold helmet guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either
I mean,
that.
Akeem Mesidor, I really haven't given him a lot of look, to be honest with you.
I
What
don't
do you
know
think about him?
that much about him either, but it's the recommendation and the way that John Lynch and stuff, John Lynch and Kyle, they love their their coach and player recommendations for high character and stuff like that. They go crazy for that stuff.
I'm gonna call cap on that. You know why? It's because they don't do it for the same reasons that they say they do. They say that they reach out to coaches and they tout the relationship with the coach that they had. If it's somebody who like they want to look good, like, hey, we really did our homework on this guy. What was the conversation like with
Right.
Herm Edwards about Brandon Ayuk?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Do you think that Herm didn't let them know what he has to deal with on a daily basis with Brandon? On top of the fact that I know our coaches talk, like they're really gonna talk. They're not just gonna lie to each other. So what they really talked about is how he's turned around and basically what are some of the mechanisms that were used in order to kind of keep him on the straight and narrow, right? And they want to make sure that they have some of those things that are married over. So I don't know, like the whole personal thing. I think that every time the Niners get into the character of the guys that they bring in the building, I just think that it's a little bit of PTSD from Reuben Foster and the
Yeah,
Colin
yeah.
Kaepernick situation, and they go really hard on just, hey, we're not doing that again. And it's like, all right, bro, we get it.
No, the other one, maybe I'm giving Kyle too much credit here, but if you really think about what happened in the season at the very end, right? We got punched in the mouth, and then we went out, we got punched in the mouth again by Seattle's defensive line. And I mean, if you trust Kyle's comments, which maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't, I don't know, but like if you want to make it any further, you're gonna have to defeat Seattle's defensive line, and so you have to get an offensive line. I'd go Caden Proctor. He can play
I love
guard. He can move to
Caden.
tackle.
Yeah, I love Caden Proctor. I think he needs to lose some weight. Obviously, I do believe that Caden Proctor at 330 would be amazing, and at 330 is heavy for a tackle. You know what I'm saying? But 360,
Yeah, yeah.
you can't like 360. You're 40 pounds off of 400, and you're a big dude. So am I. We know that once you start tipping in the threes and in the fours, gaining 20 pounds is not hard.
No,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
it gets easier.
It gets easier. You know this, right?
Yeah.
So if he's 360, he's a strong offseason from walking into camp at 390. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
385. So that's my issue with him is that as a big man, once you get to that certain area of weight, your threshold of weight isn't 5 to 10 pounds. It's really 10 to 20 pounds. That's your threshold, right? Because you're walking around with 10 pounds of water on you at all times. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So with Caden, I would love to see him naturally get down to 325, 330 to give us a cushion where he can grow into that 350 because when Caden gets to 28 years old, 30 years old, the numbers are going to say that he plays at 330, but that's like believing that Trent plays at 315. He does not play at 315.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
He's
much
older in his
bigger.
career. He's much bigger than he was. Exactly. So those older linemen tend to pick up a lot of weight because it's just the nature of the beast. And Caden at 29, 30, 31 years old, if we got him as a young puppy at 360, we're going to be fighting this kid not to be 400 at 32 years old. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only thing with him is that the weight off rip is already something that I know Kyle and those guys don't like. Probably the biggest offensive lineman that they drafted would have to be Mike McGlinchey by like just height. But as far as like girth, I would say Aaron Banks would be pretty much their biggest lineman that they've drafted. Aaron came in at like 330, but he was sloppy at 330. He had to lose weight and reinvent himself to kind of get his body back. So I love the athleticism that Caden brings in, but we don't know how much of that baby fat we're going to have to chop off once he gets to the next level, because that's going to happen. He's not just going to come in and dominate. It's a man's sport, right? So he's going to have to lose some weight.
Yeah, that's true, but it fills one. I mean, like it's punting one need down the line, but it's solving a long-term need with Trent Williams, and we're not, despite what people think, like we're not going to trade for another Trent Williams type offensive lineman. Like the circumstances
He's not out there.
getting him were absolutely crazy. No, he's not out. And the only reason he wanted out of Washington is he had cancer, and they're like, get back on the field, right? Like,
yeah.
But like that's so you.
Like we definitely we purely benefited off of a dumpster fire situation.
Yes. So you got to get set. Like I think he has the upside to be like that, and you got to play the upside a little bit at pick 27 for something like that.
What do you think of Freeling, the tackle out of Georgia?
I mean, I like him. He looks good, but he can't play. Like part of the sale with Proctor, right? Is like he can come in and play guard term and then solve a long-term problem at the same time. You can't do that with Freeling.
No, Freeling. No, I agree. His biggest issue is run protection. The last thing you want to do is bump him inside and then put him in a phone booth where you could just exacerbate what's already a problem with him. So, yeah, I agree with that. You believe that there's a chance that we snatch a center in this year's draft? There's a lot of centers out there.
No, I really hate saying that, but no, I don't think that they do because it's too much uptime. It's too much to get them live and ready to go and know the playbook and the calls and everything. I think that's going to be a pretty tall ask for a late round rookie, right? Like you can't, the frustrating thing about the wide receiver conversation, right, is these are all fourth round players or later, and I don't have any expectations for fourth round players or later. Like you can't count on them to be a starter. You can't count on it really long term. It's too random.
Let me give you one, man. Let me give you my guy, Trey Zune from Texas A&M. He's not a fourth round guy. I think that you could get Trey Zune. I think you could actually pick him up in the third round. He's 6'6", 309, 23 years old. He's got 32-inch arms. Give him a look, Trey Zune. I believe because we're one player away from really changing things on the offensive line. That's why the lift to change around a bad offensive line unit where we are right now, I don't think that it's that hard. Like we got two guys. We could pick up the kid from Pittsburgh. What's his name? The guard.
Isaac. I'm gonna butcher his last name, but Isaac.
Yeah. Isaac Samalu or something. We already know his name. But sticking him in at left guard, you go pick up a center, and that's your offensive line. So we need depth. I understand that, but I just believe that the nuance, like the real like math, the rocket science, if you will, is going to be finding those D tackles, that defensive line. That's harder to me
a big need.
Than find. Yeah, that's harder to me than going to get a guard. To be honest,
a guard's easy. A long-term tackle is hard, but we do need like tons of defensive tackles, right? The reason why I like Proctor is because it's 2 at 1, right? Like that's how you get your bargain there. Is you're filling two needs.
You're getting your guard to stave off Trent, and then you're getting Trent's backup. I understand. It makes sense. We'll see if we'll do it, man. Hey, man, thanks so much for the call,
Wait,
PDX.
wait.
I'm gonna get to you later. What you
Round
got?
two. Round two. Got to trade up for
Round two.
D'Angelo Ponds. Nope. Yeah, D'Angelo Ponds.
Hold on. You're a Ponds guy?
Yeah, dude, he's good.
D'Angelo Ponds.
Indiana.
You want this kid?
Yeah, short, but so was Jason Barrett. He's good.
The only thing that deters me from even wanting to touch Indiana, because we know how football goes. You know what I'm saying? Listen, that team was old as hell. Okay? And I don't want to start picking away a traditional team that wins a national title. They're going to have some young guys sprinkled in there. They're going to have some high recruits sprinkled in there. They're going to have some guys that played for 3 to 4 years on that team, right? And for where you are as a team, you kind of take from the roster based off of where your roster fits, right? If you need a more mature guy, oh, sure, let's get this guy. You need an all-star guy, you get the best guy who had the best numbers on that team. The only thing that worries me about Indiana is that this is the NIL era, and that team is extremely old. And they beat up on a lot of young teams that were actual college kids playing football. So I don't know what to get from some of these guys when we pull them away from their Monstar squad and put them in a pro atmosphere. They may regress. I'm calling that right now. There may be a lot, Mendoza included. There may be a lot of
indie about Georgia then.
You said what?
Talk to Howie Roseman about Georgia then. He basically drafted the entire Georgia defense that 1 year.
Okay, but the pedigree is at Georgia. That's the difference. The pedigree is not at Indiana. Indiana, you're literally just picking from a team, right? So you don't know. Those guys have not been coached up there. Those guys aren't from there. So when you're going to even talk about those,
I'm calling the players haven't been coached up there. I'm calling BS on that one. They won the Natty. Like, they have to be coached up.
I'm telling you is that there's a difference from recruiting a kid, bringing him in your building and understanding how to talk about his developmental track versus transferring for a kid, bastardizing his skill set, putting him together, and then telling another coach what he did well for you. That's what Indiana coaches can do. They can say what CJ West did well for us, but they don't know about CJ West in Toledo before he got over here. They didn't recruit him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying Indiana's squad, I love them, but they're old. There's a lot of
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, and when you get older players, one thing that I saw about the Niners, what the Niners were trying to do when we didn't have full drafts, is what was their caveat? All of these old ass fucking rookies. Remember that shit? Where it's like every rookie was a fifth-year senior, a senior. He had been somewhere twice, and it was like, God damn, the Niners are getting a lot of guys who like had been there. Ricky was an old rookie. Ricky Persson was an old rookie.
Yeah.
So I just want to stay away from old rookies. That's all.
Fair. That's fair. All right, man.
My bad.
Good chatting.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for pushing back, though, man. I love it. Thanks, PD.
Yeah. Talk to you later, man.
Talk to you. Let's go, man.
Coach.
Tyler, you're next. What's up, Chris?
I'm about to say, you hear me?
I got you. You got me?
I'm about to say, I don't hear you.
Do you guys hear me in the chat? Can you guys hear me talking?
I'm a refresh.
Refresh. Tyler, what's good, brother?
Hey, Coach. How you doing?
How you doing, man? What you got? What you in the Chipotle? You look like you in the Starbucks or something. Where you at?
So here's my opinion. I don't think anybody that we draft, honestly, is going to matter because I think Kyle's checked out already.
You think Kyle's checked out already before the season has started?
I think that he knows in the back of his mind, he knows his time is already he's on borrowed time. And same with John Lynch. I think that, honestly, and a part of that is because we don't, like you said, we don't get guys that are young, especially on offense. because that would mean Kyle would actually have to coach and
I don't know,
develop his
Tyler.
actual rookies.
So you don't think that Kyle develops his rookies?
So honestly, if we don't win this year and go and like now, I was wrong that we made it to the playoffs again. I take full responsibility with that. But if we don't make the playoffs this year, I think Kyle is he's gone.
I think I think that if we don't make the playoffs this year, next year he'll be on the hot seat.
And the fact that he knows it, because why do we keep getting specifically running backs and wide receivers? For some reason, Kyle drafts receivers or running backs. He played receiver in college, but for whatever reason, he don't play rookie receivers that and or he don't get play running backs that are rookies either, like Ty Davis Price, like Trey Sermon, um, who else? Jordan Mason. It, I don't know why. I, I think he's. I think that he knows he's on borrowed time. What are your
I don't.
opinions?
All right, so I want to be honest with you. I'm gonna be an honest broker about this one. I don't want to just poo poo it and smack it down. Let's work with this a little bit. So this
And
is
I
go
respect
ahead,
that
go ahead.
you're trying to be extremely optimistic. I'm optimistic as well. And the
Right.
fact is, I'm just trying to like I'm looking at this from a realistic perspective too. Like if Seattle just beat us horribly
Okay.
and they're not going away, you had your opportunities. And Kyle, like I don't think I could be wrong by saying this. I've been wrong before. I don't think you're going to win a world championship.
Yeah. I mean, so look, Shields is my man.
It's
Kyle Ben
until
McCallie.
proven otherwise.
So
That's the reality. And I
so
mean,
look.
it's because you don't invest in the offensive line. We keep saying it over and over and over and over again. It's like a broken record at this point.
Right.
And like the same result happens. Like at some point, at some point, it it's like talking to a brick wall.
Well, you got to coordinate, man. That's problems. Kyle's problem is that he got to coordinate. You know what I'm saying? If you ever seen Boomerang with John Witherspoon and Eddie Murphy with the mushroom belt and the mushroom jacket and the mushroom coat,
It's just
you got to
frustrating to me,
coordinate.
Coach, and I'm sure it frustrates you and Grant and Jesse. Like it just we have the same we talk this we had the same conversations over and over and over again about what the problem is with this team, but it never gets fixed. It's
Hey,
like
look.
there's a big hole in the wall and then you cover in duct tape. The hole is still there. It ain't going away. And I think that Kyle, I think that he knows that he's not going to win anything here. So I think that he's mentally checked out.
All right. So look,
Well, the secret is you got to coordinate. Most people don't coordinate. See, you got to
most people
coordinate.
don't coordinate. So this is the problem, man.
So
My biggest issue with Kyle, and let's walk with it. I do believe that he's putting himself out in front of he's put himself out in front of the market more. Kyle is he did the commentating for the Super Bowl. Kyle is off, Shake Shanahan is off in Abu Dhabi, with Peregrine Falcons and Sand Coffee and Scorpions doing his thing out there. He's having a great time. Kyle is
I just
Kyle is kind of stretching his
and you know
legs. You know what
what?
I mean?
that, and I'll end by saying this. What frustrates me the most with Kyle is this one fact is he keeps using the same game plan of though he hasn't adapted his offense to fit his personnel, their strengths. He gets players to fit a specific role in his offense. He don't actually get people that are going to mold his offense to the strengths of his people that he drafts. He doesn't actually adapt his scheme. I think that I think the NFL has passed him by his offense.
Whoa. So that's strong. I could see where you're coming from. There's a lot of one thing that's emblematic of that. I'll expound on your point just now that you just made, which is there used to be a time where if you wanted to get a version of Kyle's offense, you could only be once removed from Kyle, which means that if you want Kyle's offense, you got to get somebody from Kyle's staff, right? But now the offense has grown around the league so much that you don't have to be from San Francisco to be a coordinator on this staff anymore. I mean, to be a coordinator on a regular NFL staff now. Now there's people that are being brought up in other coaching and other coaching trees that know this offense. So look, I agree with you, man. The offense it's not as special as it used to be. And now what's crazy is that knowing Kyle's offense now gets you a coordinator job and stopping his defense gets you a head coaching job because that's what Mike McDonald's is doing now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all I got to say, Coach. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, brother. Chris, let's go, man. You back?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, brother. Talk to me.
All right. So, you and Cheddar Boy was going at it, but I feel y'all both got strong points. But the O line is so rich in this draft, man. Like, especially in the beginning, the O line is rich. I like me personally. I'll just give you my pick right now. I like the dude out of Georgia.
Freely?
Yeah, I like.
Okay.
I see the tape. The guy's moving people. He does them. He gets out on the edge on the little bubble screens that we love to run. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that I saw as a fit and where we're positioned in the draft at 27. I could also see us getting obviously that tight end out of Oregon, but
Kenyon.
I just feel like let's just like Kyle, please make the statement and just go get this lineman and be serious about us trying to get this run game together. Because it's like we got to stop playing. We got a nickel and dime the Seattle Seahawks to beat them. We're not gonna big play them. We're not gonna big play them because all they're gonna do is sit back and just wait for us to do something. Like we got to get 2 yards here, 3 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards. Like we got to create drives, and we can't do that without a consistent run game.
I can't believe you're doing. All right. So what are the Niners going to do? So the Niners, I don't see. All right, how can I say this without like being crass?
Go ahead, Coach. Just say it, man.
They don't care about the offensive line enough to spend that type of asset. They're not going to draft a first-round guy to play anything but left tackle. That's it. Mike McGlinchey was supposed to be a left tackle. He wasn't good enough. He was supposed to swing over to take over Joe Staley's position, and Justin School came in. So listen,
Coach, but we at the point now. We at the point now. It's like, hey man, Trent gonna need an oil change sooner or later. That kick slide is still intact, but you know it's slipping a little bit. You get what I'm saying? So we eventually got to get somebody to replace that. We already know we need somebody at guard already. Like, you know what I'm saying? Center, whatever. You already know the spiel. We ain't even got to get into all that. But
yeah,
it's like,
left guard, center, we already know.
Yeah, so it's like, and I know the right side is intact. Pooney and McKivitz, that's not going anywhere. Trent locked in, like, you know what I mean. But we just got to figure out the last two slots. But we got to start filling in younger talent because everybody's getting old in the tooth, man.
Yeah, logically, they broke me. There it is. They broke me. I'm gonna just be honest. They broke me. I really believed that they were going to make a move 2 years ago in the draft with as many offensive linemen that were in that draft. That draft was ridiculous. And for them not to do anything but Dominic Pooney at the time, let me know that these guys have their own track. They have their own schedule on what they think is important and when they think it's important. And a lot of that has to do with the money. So they're not going to make logical decisions during certain areas of the draft that we think they should, because for them, they're always not only thinking about a replacement, but they're thinking about how to already pay for this replacement and where they should get him so they can set the narrative with the guy before the guy even puts on his cleats. They want to be able to set the financial roadmap of what this player is going to do, what we can forecast with this player, and how can we get the most bang for our buck out of this player based off of what's happening on the team now. And when you think about it that way, it's hard for them to go get a silverback at left guard or a crazy center in the second round, because in their minds, they cooked the book so much with re-signing Trent, giving Christian money. You know where our left guard and our center is? It's in Kyle Juszczyk's salary. You know what I'm saying? Like, they spend money in places that don't really constitute it. But then when we look at serious positions that actually need the attention, the reason why they don't go get the talent that the position deserves is because they can't afford it.
Yo,
They're never going to say
funny.
that.
That's funny, as you said, is it Kyle Juszczyk, because they do have him actually blocking 3 techniques at time, which is kind of crazy.
Come on, man. Like, our money is in George Kittle.
Right.
That's where our O-line money is. Our O-line money is in Trent, re-upping his money. Dude, I'm going to tell you this right now. If I was an offensive lineman and we was on the same team, this is just from a player perspective. This ain't me not being a fan of Trent, but this is just what I know about the game, about ball. If I was an offensive lineman, I wouldn't fuck with Trent. Because I'm looking at him like, dude, you coming in here with your goddamn jewelry on and your private jets, and you want more money? You asking for more guaranteed money? My G? You get to the end of your deal where you actually got to play your way, and you holding everything up again? I wouldn't even rock with Trent if I was a player. That's just me.
Right.
That's just me. But
I just know we got to
worth.
pivot. I just know we got to get ready to pivot. It's just the sooner we do it, the better. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying get rid of Trent Williams, but we got to get ready to pivot because let's see, like, he probably got like 2 years of like top prime on a decline, but he's been hurt. He's been in and out of lineup. So we gotta start getting ready to make that move.
Yeah, Trent Williams has gotten to the point now where he gets paid for his talent, but he also gets paid for the competency that he brings to coaching staff. He comes in, he's a left tackle. We have one. He's strong. He's one of the best in the league, and the rest of the league knows that, and that's what they say. It helps the coaching staff. It helps the regime. But the truth is that Trent has fleeced the Niners. He has fleeced us. All right, we have paid him way more money than he is deserved, honestly, especially in the structure of his deals where he could just say, I want guaranteed money now, and I'm not showing up until I get it. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, look, I get it. If we were doing it you guys' way, offensive line would have been fixed 2 years ago, right? But the fact that we're still kind of spinning our wheels around with the fact that we're spinning our wheels with this offensive line situation, somebody's got to break in and say, guys,
we could have helped it last year too. We butchered it last year in last year's draft. I forgot what lineman was sitting there late, like in the middle rounds, and we, you know what I'm saying? It's like we skipped them over for somebody, but it's like we could at least stopped the bleeding last year, and then it just made it just moved on to this year. It would have helped.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said, I believe that Trent's going to stay at least one more year. Next year will probably be when everybody's talking about replacing him. I do believe that they may find somebody. I like the idea from PDX getting in Caden Proctor or getting in any tackle that can play that guard spot and then kick them over. That'd be awesome. And honestly, it'd be cheap for the Niners. My biggest concern right now is finding what to do with Jake Brindle.
Yeah,
Finding what to do.
Get him out of the building. That's what you do with him. I don't care how. I don't care if you got to pick him up and throw him out the front door. Just get him out of the building.
Yeah.
He is holding our offensive line back. I don't care how masterful he is at making the calls. There's two things about Jake Brindle that drive me bananas. One, I've never seen somebody who is so disinterested after the second and half of a play. After the play is over, you never see him help anybody up. I've never seen somebody with their back turned, like just watching the tackle happen so often. It's insane. But the other thing is, he just seems totally disinterested. He doesn't ever attack somebody. He doesn't ever drive somebody into the ground. He doesn't he's so passive in the way, even run blocking or pass blocking. So passive. There's no attitude there at all. We need some, pardon my language, some fucking nasty on the offensive line. We haven't had that for a long time now outside of Trent Williams.
I'm about to say, I think the kid from Georgia is nasty. I think the guard from Penn State is a serviceable guy too. The guard that's coming out this year from Penn State, I forgot his name, but I feel like that's another good solid piece.
Vega Lone.
Yeah, I think that's a solid piece. I like the kid from Arizona State, but I realistically know he's not going to be there by the time we get to 27. That kid from Arizona State, Max, whatever his name is, he's not going to be there. Because I was like,
Arizona State, is he a lineman?
Yeah, lineman tackle.
Oh,
tackle,
Max
yeah.
Ian Core.
Yeah.
Core.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be there at 27. I think that kid's going
to be may be there.
He's too light though. That he has to put on so much. What I mean by that is he has to put on so much strength. Every time he goes against a defensive end that has any kind of strength, he gets pushed around.
I gotta watch that, Damon, because he's big. He's like 330.
I know he is, and I'm watching him play. I was like, man, how heavy is this guy? And I went and looked. I was like, that the 330 does not show up on tape at all.
I'm about to say, I know he got good feet. I know his pass pro's on point. I don't know too many people get by him.
His technique's terrific. His technique is terrific. I'm just worried that at the NFL level, he's going to get manhandled.
I'm about to say, the two dudes I think are overrated. I think those two linemen from Utah are overrated. I know the one.
You think so?
Obviously, I'll take that back. I'll take that back, Coach. The one that's going top 5, yeah. But that other one that's at like the back end, no. That dude's a catcher, Coach. You know what I'm talking about. He's a catcher. He don't really be like that. Nastiness ain't there like that. He be catching.
Yeah.
The guy I want everybody to pay attention to is Jennings Dunker from Iowa. That dude. He's going to be available on day 2, maybe day 3. I'm really sorry about my lighting, everybody.
You're fine.
Day 2, day 3, he's going to be there. He might literally be there in like the 4th round still. I don't know why. I don't know how.
Yeah, I'm a big Jennings Dunker fan as well. He is. But there's guys out there that the Niners, this year's draft, also, you know what's dope about this year's draft too? The top 15 guys are actually top 15 guys.
Yeah.
Last year's draft was so bland. The talent pool was weak, man. The first top, I would go as far, I want somebody to challenge me on this. The top 10 guys in this year's draft would have bumped down the top 10 guys in last year's draft.
Almost all of them, yeah. You'd have probably
Yeah,
had like three from the top 10 last year that still go top 10 this year. Maybe. Yeah.
I don't think that the top 10 from this year, Michael Williams, I don't think would win 11 in this year's draft.
I don't think so either. No, I don't think so either.
Yeah,
because there's some real dudes there, especially on the defense side of the ball too. Like D-line, I ain't forget about you, coach. Like D-line, like we go with your man, my man from Clemson, Peter Woods.
Peter Woods, thank you.
Like okay, I like the dude McDonald from Ohio State too. I'm about to say, but then if you want to, I don't know if these guys will be here like second round, but I like the edge rusher from Missouri. I like the edge rusher from
Zion
Auburn.
Young.
I really like the kid from Auburn.
Kendrick Falk?
Yeah, I really like that edge rush from Auburn. I got a sleeper for you, coach.
Who?
Now, I talked to some dudes that say he was like hurt a lot, but I don't know. When I saw the highlights, he was always around the ball making plays. L. Mason Thomas.
Mason Thomas? Yeah.
Yeah, out of Oklahoma. That dude is a dog. That dude is a dog. Now, granted, I feel like everybody I say will never draft, but like that's one dude I feel like if he's hanging around, we should go get that guy. He got a motor. He got the hand moves. He's always around the ball. Like it's like he's just one of those dudes that just got like that it factor that you just can't you can't coach.
Yeah, I got this year's draft. There's a lot of edges. There's a lot of D tackles. Also, too. One reason why I'm leaning on D-line as well, guys, is you do have to kind of dive into where the market is saturated, right? This year's draft is saturated with D-line. It's a lot of D-line in this year's draft. So, O-line too, but at the same, I just don't see them prioritizing it. Right. I believe them. They've told me they don't care about offensive line so much. I finally believe them. So I'm like, well, whatever you guys do, it's going to be a bargain.
Right.
Because you're not going to get the obvious choices.
Right. And the only thing that concerns me about us is like, especially Cheddar Boy said it earlier, like he want to go wide receiver, but it's like, is our wide receiver that we ever draft going to hit the field immediately? Like we need somebody to hit the field immediately. We can't wait we still waiting for Jordan Watkins. We still wait for guys. Like we need guys.
Jacob Cowing.
Right, we still waiting on these guys. Even though I feel like this is I be putting in the chat. It'd be roster malpractice, man. I feel like there's a lot of roster malpractice going on, man. There's too many favorites. It's like the injuries force you to play you had to go to like the Marquis Siegels and the younger guys by default because of all the injuries that were going on. You had to go there.
So Zane Durant is another guy Shills brought up. D tackle out of Penn State. He's another one.
Yeah.
So, hey, what's your one last guy? Close me out, Chris. Who would you like to see at 27?
Who I would like to see at 27 will really be the dude Monroe Freeland, man.
You like the tackle out of Georgia? Okay.
Yeah, I do. He's like you playing in SEC, and I saw the highlight tapes. You're getting nasty. You're moving people. You're getting out good in space. It's like, if you want to stick to the quote unquote book of what Kyle does, like this lineman is like it. Like he fits what you're trying to do.
Hey, man. Love the engagement, brother. We'll be here to talk about it again. Pay attention. O-line, just to give you the schedules real quick. I know everybody's paying attention. Offensive line comes to their registration. They open up on Wednesday of this week. They have their orientation and team interviews on Wednesday. Thursday for the offensive line, they take their pre-exam and their NFLPA meetings with team interviews. Friday, they have general medical exams with pre-ordered studies and team interviews. They have their ortho exams and media interviews on Saturday. Sunday is when we finally get to see everything. So for offensive line, Sunday, March 1st, you'll see the measurements and on-field workouts. The very next day, which is the last day of the scouting combine, offensive linemen will do bench press. We'll do bench press and gym workouts. So, hey, now we know, Chris, thanks for calling in. Freeling is a good choice, man. My only thing with Freeling is that I don't think we can do the Caden Proctor thing. I don't think Freeling can play guard. So he's going to have to, I don't know, does he start right away?
That'd be tough. Like coach, sometimes you just got to put an emergency situation in there. If you got to plug them in there, hey, do what you got to do. But I feel like he's nasty enough to be in there though. Like he's nasty enough to get in there and get in there with the three techniques and one shades. Like I feel like he's got enough game to do it, to hold it down.
Yeah, agreed, man. Thanks for calling in, Chris.
All right, no doubt, coach.
All right, brother. Last one of the day. Frank. What's good, Frank?
Hey, good news,
Get
my guy.
this Duke madness off my screen, bro.
Number one team in the country, baby.
Yo, Duke fans are just as, I know you a Niner fan. Duke fans are just as obnoxious as we are. You would be a Duke fan.
That's right.
What's going on, man?
Listen, man. Listen, man. Good news. Fayetteville State, West Division champs, college basketball, men's and women's team yesterday. So, hey, it's good sports timing in my household. So good. Everything's good. But
you're just real happy. You're just CIAA, the ACC. You're just living it up, just winning all over the place.
I got some steaks marinating right now in the fridge, so hey, it's going to be a good day.
Oh, I smoked me some beef ribs yesterday. We all right. We on the same page, baby.
Okay. We gotta talk this weekend. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. But here's my take. I think Kyle, because I had called you last summer and I was like, my concern is, has Kyle matured or turned the corner as a play caller and a coach? I think a lot of it was because of Saleh, number one. But Saleh's gone. But here's the question I have for you is, him and Raheem Morris, they go back years. Do you think Shanahan has the same respect for Morris that he does for Saleh? If so, I think we can see more what we saw from coaching Kyle this upcoming season. What do you think?
No, I don't agree with you. I think he has more respect for Raheem Morris than he does for Saleh. I really do, man. Raheem Morris actually served on Kyle's staff, like as a receivers coach in Atlanta. He served on his staff. Raheem Morris and Kyle, they were kind of like butt buddies on the low. Like they both came up under Coach Gruden in Tampa Bay. And one thing that I like about this dynamic between Raheem and Kyle is that Kyle has always kind of been anointed in a sense. So I hate to put it this way, but there's not a lot of people that Kyle kind of looks at eye to eye in, the coaching world. And I believe that Raheem kind of caught Kyle right before Kyle Shanahan grew, like the offensive genius. I think that Raheem was already on the Kyle Shanahan train, or they had a relationship way before that cachet kind of got built for Kyle. I also believe that the second go round of Coach Saleh being here versus the first go round of Coach Saleh being here was a clear difference. And I believe that one of the key differences of that was because Saleh was a head coach. Right. He was able to get out there and get experience and understand what it's like to basically be the man. And I believe that also gave Kyle a newfound respect for Robert. You saw that Kyle kind of left the defense to Coach Saleh. Not to say that he didn't do his job or he was derelict of duty, but he allowed his staff to do their jobs. One of the marks of a good boss is allowing their people to do their job, right?
Don't micromanage.
Yeah, don't micromanage. And there's a lot of things that we've heard about Kyle coming in and doing the defensive game plan for the Super Bowl, or having cameras in the meeting rooms. All of that shit is toxic. Yeah, you hear about that?
I knew he and Wilkes were like butting heads, but like not to that extent. Like, damn, okay.
Kyle had cameras in the meeting rooms. Nobody wants to walk like that. You know what I'm saying? Work like that. So I believe that Raheem Morris and Kyle, they actually have a better foundation of a personal relationship to build off of. And I really think that we're gonna see some fireworks, man. I think that Kyle's biggest issue is not taking in as much as advice or kind of calibrating things the way he should, right? The only way that Kyle necessarily takes on a wrinkle or something that he should change is if like an underling or a Mike McDaniel, who's the run game coordinator, kind of puts it all together and then sticks it in, and it's like, all right, we'll see if it works. With Raheem, I think that not only can Raheem help Kyle with game day, but I think Raheem can help Kyle with Mike McDonald. Like understanding why this defense is giving us issues.
Mm.
Because Raheem understands this offense. He knows this offense. So getting a defensive mind that knows this offense from the offensive side of the ball, meaning that he was on the staff, I believe that that's going to help Kyle in ways that we have not seen before. I'm really bullish on the Raheem Morris acquisition, and really, case in point, Coach Gray coming on, and we did a whole show about why Coach Gray was huge for bringing
Okay.
that for coming on the roster. So I think that as far as the coaching is concerned, the Niners haven't missed a beat. There's a lot of ways that you can say they may be better coming into next season.
Okay. Okay. Listen, I will be at the game in Atlanta this year, 2 hours down the road, so I can't wait to see Raheem Morris homecoming to the Falcons and so forth. That's supposed to be dope. But as far as drafting, here's what I think they should do. Last
Okay.
year was, I think, an outlier and a blessing. The injuries, of course, you don't want to see Bosa or Warner hurt, but it forced to see what we have in the cupboard, like we discussed last summer. Don't do anything, no big splashes. What we have, we run with it. And so I think we saw the good things, not so good things. Alfred Collins was a revelation to me. I knew he was solid coming out of college, but I was kind of like, oh, he has a 10-year, like a 10-year vet type vibe to him. So I think this year, as far as drafting, I'm not going to say O-line. For the past 5 years, I've said that it's not going to happen. It's done. So it's like fuck it, like I'm a realist.
They broke me, bro.
It's not going to happen.
I believe you now. You don't care about O-line.
Yeah.
They broke
So
me. Go ahead.
I think for me, either wide receiver, D-line, or that tight end from Oregon who I really like. Personally. Yeah, it's Sadiq. I think the D lineman that I saw play at Oklahoma, I thought he was pretty good this year. He's a good type person, and so forth. You were talking about Messador earlier. There were times this year, and again, I'm a Florida State football fan, so I hate to give Miami props or anything, but Messador, there were times this year where he outshined Bain and so forth. Now, clearly, Bain. There were a couple moments where it's like, oh, that Messador guy is nice. Now, obviously, I would take Bain, clearly. But there were flashes where it's like, Messador, okay, I see you. But again, as far as drafting, and again, free agency as well. Okay, who, if anybody, will we get in free agency? Firstly, they keep saying the guy from the Vikings, Jefferson. I don't see it happening. I think that price tag will be too big. And plus, I'm not saying he's good. He's legit, but I don't see him as a fit as far as our locker room and our play style. I just don't see it. If we get him, hey, I'll take it. But I think we need to draft either D-line, that guy from Oklahoma, or that tight end from Oregon, or I say linebacker, outside linebacker beside Fred, and so forth.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you, I like where you're going. I also believe that we got to get all our draft picks. Is there anybody that you would trade up for?
I'll say this. Again, as a Florida State fan, I hate to say it, but Bain. If Bain were to somehow drop to, like, let's say number 8, 9, 10, get him. But here's the thing, though. If he drops, what's wrong? Like, what's the issue? That's all. It's a thing, and that's the thing too. Like, star players coming in, it's kind of like the Warren Sapp situation. Coming into the draft, he was like this guy, but for some reason, he smoked the joint last year. He dropped, and it's like this is like an All-American D tackle, generational talent. He dropped. You know what I'm saying? So if he does drop, cool, I'll take him. But then it's like, okay, let's do some more research. Why is he dropping? You know. So, but yeah, for me, Bain. I'm a defensive lineman guy, so Bain.
Hey man,
that's my first.
I love the choices, man. Call back again, man, so we can go ahead and talk about it. Hey, we'll be here watching the combine. I'm thinking about doing another one of these again since the combine is going to be up while the combine is going. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
So Hey, man, stop coming up here with your Duke and your Fayetteville State stuff. You know I'm a Maryland dude. You know where I reside. You know I'm a Bowie State guy. You know how them Terps feel about Duke. Like, you gotta stop sending shots. The subliminals that you send is the problem. It ain't what you say. It's the subliminal shots that you come up here with. That's all I'm
But
saying. My CIAA brother.
hey, in the words of American Gangster, I am what I am. I am what I am. At 43
Hey,
years
man.
old, again, I'm not changing. Hey, salute my guy. Blessings to you. Be good.
Hey, thank you for calling in, brother. Talk to you later.
Always.
Peace. Hey, guys, this was a good one. We already know about the combine. We've talked about guys that are going to be able to help us out, people that we're excited about seeing. And we're going to do it again. Guys, let me know in the comments when you guys watch this back if you want me to start doing a couple of live streams while the workouts are going on for certain players or for certain position groups. We already know how the scouting combine is broken down. Hey, this was a good one. For me, I'll leave it right here. 27th overall, I want either Peter Woods or Kenyon Sadiq. That's who I want. This is the coach. Oh, this isn't the coach. This is Super Chats. Gammon Brown, 9898. We're a long snapper away from Seattle, just saying. Exactly. Very close. And then we have 2 new members that joined the chat. That have joined the channel. Hey, and we will be back with 3 deep. So my channel members don't get too antsy. Also, we've got a good array of some recipes now. The cooking channel's coming. We already getting smoking too. Drippy Dad 301 became a YouTube member. Thank you. As well as Northern DC became a member. Thank you, guys. Hey, this is the coach signing off. Stay low and keep your feet moving. Holla at you guys. Peace.